Easter dinner at my parents' house was exactly what it had always been: loud, crowded, and full of overlapping conversations. Plates clinked. Kids ran between chairs. Someone laughed too loudly at something that wasn't that funny. Then my mother stood up, raising her glass of wine like she had been waiting all evening for this moment. "We have an announcement," she said, smiling brightly. "This June, we're flying the whole family to Rome for your sister's wedding." The table erupted in cheers. My sister, Chloe, sat glowing at the center of it all, soaking in the attention like it was sunlight. I smiled politely and asked the obvious question. "What date is the ceremony?" My mother turned toward me, her smile shifting into something thinner, sharper. "Oh, sweetheart," she said lightly, "you won't be coming." The room went quiet. "Someone has to stay home and look after your son." For a second, I thought I had misheard her, but the silence around the table told me I hadn't. I smiled, not because it was funny, but because something inside me had finally clicked. If you had asked anyone at that table, they would have told you Chloe deserved it. In our family, she always had. She was the golden one, brilliant, ambitious, effortlessly charming. Teachers adored her. Relatives praised her endlessly. My parents built their dreams around her future. When Chloe decided to study fashion in New York, my parents celebrated like she had won an international award. Meanwhile, I was the dependable one, the steady one, the one people turned to when something needed fixing. 10 years ago, when my parents struggled financially, I stepped in quietly when the roof needed repairs. I paid for it when my father's business hit a rough patch. I covered bills without being asked. I never brought it up, not once, because in my mind, that's what family did. Chloe never had to worry about those things. My parents made sure of it. They funded her education, helped with her apartments, supported every new idea she chased. And honestly, I told myself I was okay with that. Every family had roles. She was the dreamer. I was the one who made things work. But sitting there at that Easter dinner, listening to everyone celebrate a destination wedding I wasn't even invited to, something shifted. Because the truth was that entire trip they were so excited about, the flights, the hotel, the venue overlooking the river, all of it existed because of me. 6 years earlier, during my parents' financial struggles, I had created an investment account, a safety net, something stable. Over time, they started calling it the family fund. Vacations came from it. Large expenses came from it. And eventually, so did the idea of a luxury wedding in Rome. They spoke about it like the money had always been theirs, like it just existed. But legally it didn't. The account had always remained under my name. They simply had permission to use it. And that meant something very important. The moment I removed that permission, everything they were celebrating could vanish. I didn't react right away. I just continued eating. Around me, conversations slowly picked back up, though something felt off now. A few relatives avoided eye contact. Others pretended nothing had happened. Chloe leaned back in her chair, describing the wedding in detail: the venue, the photos, the designer dress. My parents listened proudly, smiling like they had built the entire dream themselves. Finally, I spoke. "So, how much is this trip costing?" I asked casually. My father chuckled. "More than we planned," he admitted. "But it's worth it." My mother waved it off. "We prepared for it. The money's already there." Chloe smirked. "It's going to be the most beautiful wedding this family has ever seen." I nodded slowly. "That's good," I said. because you might want to double-check where that money actually comes from." They all looked at me, confused. My father frowned. "What does that mean?" I pulled out my phone and placed it gently on the table. "You know that investment account you've been using?" My mother nodded impatiently. "Of course." I met her eyes. "It isn't actually yours." The room went still. Chloe scoffed. "What are you talking about?" "It's under my name," I said calmly. "You were just authorized to use it." My father shook his head. "That's not true." I tapped my screen once. It was. A second later, both my parents' phones buzzed. They picked them up at the same time. And just like that, everything changed. My mother's face went pale as she read the notification. "What is this?" she whispered. My father checked his phone. His expression collapsed. The message was simple. "Authorized access removed." "What did you do?" he asked slowly. "I removed access," I said. Chloe laughed nervously. "Okay. Seriously, what's happening?" I looked at her. "The account funding your wedding was mine?" Her face drained of color. "The deposits?" she asked. "Yes." "The flights?" "Yes." Her voice rose. "Then fix it." My father slammed his hand on the table. "This isn't funny." "It's not a joke," I replied. My mother's voice shook. "You're ruining your sister's wedding." I looked around the table. At all of them. "No," I said quietly. "You decided I wasn't part of the family tonight." Chloe stared at me. "So this is revenge." I stood up slowly. "No." I picked up my jacket. "I'm just adjusting the budget to match the guest list." I walked out before anyone could respond. Behind me, voices started rising. Chairs scraped. Phones rang. But I didn't turn around. For the first time that night I could breathe. Over the next few days, my phone didn't stop. Chloe left angry voicemails. My mother sent long messages about forgiveness. My father asked me to be reasonable. But none of them apologized, not once. Without the account, everything fell apart quickly. The Rome venue was canceled. The hotel bookings disappeared. The grand wedding became a small local ceremony. I didn't attend, and for the first time in years, I stopped paying for everything. Months later, something unexpected happened. Life became quiet, peaceful, no emergencies, no expectations, no feeling like I was carrying everyone else. One evening, sitting alone with a cup of coffee, I realized something simple. For years, I had tried to earn love from people who only valued what I could give them. The moment I stopped giving, I finally got my life back.